Hey everyone, Lee here. Hope you're all okay. This is a video response to Venom FangX. As I mentioned before, me and him are debating about morals and religion, and we have been sending each other private messages, and I just wanted to video respond to his last message because I want to expose his, well, really horrible views, to be honest. So I'll just start off here. Right, this is how he starts off the message. He quotes me. So I basically said about, he said, people should only, he originally said people should only have sex, this is about being gay. He said, people should only have sex to create life. God created man and woman to have sex with each other, not being gay or anything. And I said, people don't just have sex for creating another life. People have sex for pleasure now. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a natural human instinct. That's what I said. And he said, imagine if we obeyed all of our instincts without. What about the instinct to murder or steal? Without these instincts, and so people have these instincts, and we expect people to deny these instincts. Yeah, I get his point there. Of course we should deny our, instincts to murder, steal, or rape even. But the fact he's comparing sex between two consenting adults to murder and stealing, we have all loads of instincts as humans, and some bad, some good. Sex isn't a bad thing. Sex between two consenting adults is not bad when it's man, woman, man, woman. And so he compares murder and stealing to sex. It's just ridiculous. And we talk about evolution, and I said I had not been brainwashed. There's been scientific evidence and research into evolution. I've learnt that in school and seen fossils that have been proven to be billions of years old. He was basically saying evolution didn't happen, and it is all a big lie. He then said to me, the dating methods used to date fossils are based on circular reasoning. Do you know how they date fossils? Personally, I don't. I don't know whether that's a question or a sarky comment. I don't know how they date fossils, but all I do know is they use a lot of scientific technology to date fossils, to show how old fossils are. I don't know, microscopes, or I don't know exactly. If anyone can tell me, that would be useful. But the thing is, right, my 87-year-old Roman Catholic grandmother, even she knows evolution happened. I mean, she believed God created this world. Fair enough. I'm not saying whether that's true or not, because I don't know. But what I am saying is that evolution happened. Even she admitted it. So she's seen fossils herself. Even she's admitted it, and she's an 87-year-old Roman Catholic. So the fact is, a lot of Christians do accept evolution happened, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you and your very, very narrow mind who just can't accept facts and evidence when they shout at him in the face. And I said, this is what I said, and by the way, why does everyone have to be Christian and narrow-minded like you? He used the same quote as before, but small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Basically, anyone that's not a Christian will go to hell. Basically, it's what he said before. I told you in my previous video what he said before. People they're not Christian, or people that don't believe in God go to hell, basically. And then he said, you are narrow-minded too, actually. Do you believe 1 + 1 = 2? Why not 1 + 1 = 6? Why are you so close-minded about that? I never said I was close-minded. I've been taught maths over the years, and I believe in reason, logic, and evidence. I believe in things adding up. That's what I believe in. And over the centuries, we've developed mathematics to help us in everyday society. With the money you use, Venom FangX, you buy something in a shop, you use money, and you count how much you have, and that 1 + 1. So I don't know why you're trying to. That is evidence that we've as human beings, we've developed that. And of course, I'm not saying that 1 + 1 = 2. is empirical and we cannot challenge it at all. Well, lots of people have tried to challenge it. There's this quite funny video on YouTube, 7 times 13 equals 26, so a different way of doing sums, and you can actually find, you know, different ways of doing, even though that sounds absurd, 7 times 13 equals 26, it was quite a different way of working it out, and it just shows that you can question maths. Maths develops over time, and you can question it. I never said I didn't. I never said, so I don't know where you got that from. I said, why do they go to hell because they believe in God in a different way and don't believe in God at all? He's just quoting what I said in my previous message. He said, because everyone knows God exists and everyone knows right from wrong, but everyone chooses to reject God knowingly and do evil. Everyone knows God exists. Like I said, provide proof to me that God exists and I'll quite happily accept it. But there's no proof God exists, but then there's no proof God doesn't exist. You know, there's proof of evolution, there's proof of the Big Bang, but there's not proof of what created that. It could have been a higher being, I don't know. Not everyone knows God exists. Some people, you know, you believe God exists, and if you have faith that He exists, but please provide me evidential proof, like there's been proof for evolution. Please provide me evidential proof that God exists, and I'll accept it. You know, that's the thing with science. You know, science is willing to accept things as long as they've got evidence behind it. Science is willing to develop, and that's why scientists challenge each other. And a lot of scientists, if there's proof that God exists, will happily accept that. But there's not proof, so not everyone knows God exists. You can't know that for certain. Do you honestly know that for certain? Or do you just think He's talked to you, or because you've read it in the Bible? So, you know, there's no proof of that. Everyone knows right from wrong. Yeah, no, that's true. Well, people know it, but not everyone chooses to follow it. But everyone chooses to reject God knowingly and do evil. Okay, so not basically, if you don't follow the narrow path that Christians follow, then apparently you are doing evil. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Not every non-Christian is evil. You know, there are other people who are religious who are perfectly nice people, and there are loads of atheists and agnostics that are good people. I don't judge on people. You judge people on whether they're homosexuals or not. I don't judge people on their religions. I challenge people on their beliefs, but I don't judge them for being religious. You do. You judge them if they're not Christian, and you judge them if they're not religious. So, to be honest, right, you're doing more evil than me by judging others about their faith and about their sexuality. You know, you're doing more evil than me. I'm accepting people. I believe everyone's equal. I treat people equally. We're all equally different, in my opinion. We're different, all different people. And what's it say in the Bible? Judge lest it's a quote from the Bible. I forgot it exactly, but the Bible does tell you not to judge people. Yet you say it also condemns homosexuality and says people can't have sex unless it's creating another life. So, you know, the Bible contradicts itself there again. But yeah, you know, the Bible teaches you not to judge people, so don't judge me. You know, then he goes on to say, there's a lot of crap here, but he goes on to say, tell me, do you think you're a good person? Let me ask you, how many murders do I need to commit to be called a murderer? Just one. Well, yeah, you murder someone, you're a murderer. That's how you'll be labelled, because it's such a horrific crime. Have you ever told a lie? That makes you lie. Completely different thing. Lying is not the same as murdering. Murdering is you know, people tell white lies every day to not hurt other people, saying, oh, I would come with you, but I'm busy, sort of thing, you know, I would go out with you, you know, and or people don't ultimately tell the truth. In interviews to try and get a job, people don't ultimately tell exactly the truth. If we all told exactly the truth to each other, it'd be a lot worse world to live in. And I'm not saying lying's a good thing, but white lies are okay, I think. You should see the film Invention of Lying and see, you know, when people don't lie, see what happens. And, well, yeah. Have you ever stolen anything? That makes you a thief. Yes, if you stole something, you are a thief. But stealing is very, you know, there's a lot of ways you can steal things. You know, it doesn't make you a thief all your life. If you stole something once, but then you don't do it again, you're not a thief for the rest of your life. So there you go. And also, if you've gone round your friend's house and you used their internet, you've stolen their internet. So I think stealing in some senses can be acceptable, not in terms of stealing things from shops, but watching movies online illegally. I do it. Watching, series or things online illegally. Okay, that might be still. Well, it's not stealing. I'm just watching it online. But that could be accused of stealing. So I think, just because you stole something once doesn't make you a thief for the rest of your life. Have you ever used God's name as a curse word? That makes you a blasphemer against God that gave you life. No, my mum and dad gave me life. Venom FangX, not God. My mum and dad. You know how sex works when a man has sex with a woman, and you know about that, and that's how a woman gets pregnant 9 months. That's God doesn't give you life like that. Your mum and dad give you life. So that's completely absurd. I'd rather use God's name as a curse word, to be honest. I'd rather go, oh, God, that hurt, rather than saying, oh, fuck, that hurt. Because a lot of people find the word fuck offensive. I'm sorry I've said it to those who find it offensive. A lot of people say the F word, and that's much more offensive than saying, oh my God. Nobody really attacks your name. You might get some really religious people like you that actually don't say that. But, I know Christian. If I say, oh my God, in front of her, she doesn't go blasphemer. She doesn't say it herself, but she doesn't have a go at me for saying it. And it's not that big a deal, to be honest. Everyone says it. I'd rather do that than actually properly swear. So that's a bit pathetic. Have you ever committed adultery or fornication, sex outside marriage? Jesus said, if you look at someone to lust after, then you have committed adultery in your heart. Very, very pathetic. I'm sure, Venom FangX, you've surely looked at a girl gone, she's very nice. She looks very nice. Oh no, you can't do that, that's committing adultery. You're telling me you've never looked at a girl like that? Come on, what, you look like, in your videos, you look like you're a teenager. A teenage boy that's never thought about a girl or a boy? Oh, come on, do me a favour. You've surely thought about other girls. You've surely thought asking other girls out of school. Oh, it's sex outside marriage, that's wrong. I've already explained why that's acceptable. It is acceptable. You live in a modern world. Get over it. An adult should be able to have sex with another adult without marriage. We live in a modern world. People do it. Have you ever murdered anyone? Jesus said if you're angry with someone, you're guilty of murder in your heart. Really, comparing murder to being angry. Okay, a lot of, murders are driven by anger. But, what, you're angry with me for not believing what you believe. I'm angry with you for believing what you believe. It doesn't make either of us murderers, so that's completely absurd. I'm not even going to comment any more on that. And he said, so God sees you as a lying, thieving, blasphemous, adulterous murderer at heart. At heart, he says. So you are not a good person. That is why that's why you need Jesus to save you. For God's sake. I'm not... I used for God's sake there. Fuck off, I don't care. I'm not a good person because I think about other girls, I've told a white lie, I've had sex with a girl outside marriage, and I've been angry with someone. That means I'm not a good person. Well, no. I judge all people equally. You don't. You judge people who are not religious or other religions. You judge people who are on homosexuality. So, sorry, you are not a good person. Don't you dare start judging me, because you got to look at yourself first. And also, you didn't ask my question in my previous message about what you think about the fact we've got a diverse world, and the fact if we didn't have a diverse world with people with different beliefs and views, we wouldn't have all the innovations we had. You didn't answer whether that was a good thing or not. You're just so close-minded, you just still don't get it. Can't you just accept for once people have different views to it, and they're not all going to hell if they're not Christian? Now, please get back to me, and anyone else can comment on this. Please get back to me, because I'll be very interested to hear what you said. Anyway, my time's running out, so thank you for watching all. So please comment on my video, and VenomFangX, please get back to me and try and justify your disgusting views. And I hope for even further debate that doesn't go with the same arguments again. So thank you for watching, and I'll create another video soon. Okay, bye.